Hi, welcome to the first edition of MediaPlex Sports Talk in 2012. I'm Joseph Elliott, and with me today is Joel Boyce. So Joel, what's on the agenda today?
Well, Joe, since just the two of us, we'll just be asking each other questions today with no host. Sounds like fun, right? The end of January is a busy time in sports with the Super Bowl and the NHL All-Star Game, as well as the MLB Spring Training and NHL Trade Deadline just around the corner. So, Joe, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about the Super Bowl?
Well, the Super Bowl is going to be very exciting this year between the New England Patriots and the New York Giants. It's kind of very surprising that those teams made it. I mean, in the AFC, you had great teams like Baltimore and the Pittsburgh Steelers who were big favorites, also Green Bay in the NFC. But with the playoffs, you know, Denver Broncos beat out the Steelers in the first round. The Patriots just beat out the Ravens a few weeks ago to make it to the Super Bowl. And the Giants beat out Atlanta, Green Bay, and San Francisco. Three really good teams with good offense and good defense. So I think because they can do that, I think the Giants will shut out the Patriots at the Super Bowl. So Joel, switching to the MLB, Prince Fielder just signed a big contract. What do you think about that?
Well, that he did sign a big contract. Prince Fielder signed with the Detroit Tigers $214 million over 9 years. Now, what is odd about this is Fielder signed as a first baseman. So a lot of fans are wondering, well, what's going on with Cabrera? Well, Cabrera, there's talks about him moving to third base, and over the offseason, he's been talking to management and the coaching staff about getting more into shape and playing in that position. Now, he's really happy that Fielder's on this team. So if you ask me, is this a contract worth taking? I definitely think it is. I know that Fielder is now the 4th highest paid baseball player in history, but if the team wins and he is successful, then it's definitely a risk worth taking. Mike Ilitch is getting older, and the team, you know, him and the team, they want to win right now. So why don't we move on to the NHL? The All-Star Game typically marks the halfway point in the season. So what team has surprised you the most?
Well, right now I think everyone's talking about the Ottawa Senators. You know, this year all of their players have really stepped it up. Jason Spezza with 50 points in 52 games. Milan Mikhailiuk with being the number 9 in the top 10 leading league scorers. Alfredson got his 400th career goal in December, and he's really close to retirement, so that's a big achievement for him. And on the goalie front, Anderson has a 2.9 goals against average and has 25 wins. But, you know, as Alfredson said, the team's out there to just have fun, and I think that they're going to be the playoff team this year. Also, you know, continuing with the NHL, the trade deadline is coming up. Who do you think are the buyers and sellers?
Well, I'll start off with the sellers. You may see teams like Anaheim, Buffalo, Columbus, and Tampa Bay maybe try to dump some of their players. Now, Steve Yzerman and the Tampa Bay Lightning, they have 2 goalies that have the worst goals against average in the league right now. So you may see them trying to get some goaltenders on that team, so they might have to make a trade that way. Buffalo and Columbus, you may see teams like Derek Roy, Leopold go from Buffalo as well. For Columbus, Carter's been still in the trading block there, and Paulson. But teams like a team like Anaheim might be a little bit different. There was talks about them shipping off some players, but they have a little winning streak. But you still might see Bobby Ryan being shipped from that team before the trade deadline. Now, if you want to talk about buyers, the Toronto Maple Leafs want to bring in some players, but Burke has said that he will not damage the team's future by getting rid of some of their prospects or draft picks. But if they can get the player for the right price and he's a good fit for the team even for the future, then they will definitely make a trade like that. Ottawa, LA, Florida, and Calgary even, you may see teams like them trying to buy some players as well. Detroit will make a trade only if it fits into their plan. And Vancouver, you may see him try to get a defender to try to get him further into the playoffs because they want to go far again. But that's pretty much it, Joe.
Well, I'm Joe Elliott.
And I'm Joel Boyce.
And you've been watching another edition of MediaPlex Sports Talk.